So this one I saved in my Facebook account, Facebook post, but I haven't got around reading all of them. So today I am back to the article. This one is from Miracle Morning Blog, my daily routine for good morning. Home, good night, 5-minute bedtime stories for adults. So alar.my 5-minute bedtime stories for adults. Editor May 31st, 2023. Table of contents. 10 best 5-minute bedtime stories for adults. 1. Leo the cat bakes waffles. Really? 2. Jasper the thoughtful lion. 3. Rudy tries to get home. 4. Timothy and Melvin find lodging. 5. Jeffrey the seagull. 6. A pilot for a friend. 7. The bragging grasshopper. 8. Christmas with Bruce the bear. 9. The early onset of winter. 10. Cooper the dog and the little caterpillar. Sleep better with Alarmy, a better alternative to bedtime stories. The takeaway. Are you having trouble falling asleep at night? Adults often have difficulty winding down after a long day and getting adequate sleep. The stresses of work, relationships, and other responsibilities can make it difficult to drift off to sleep. The 5-minute bedtime stories offer a simple yet effective solution to this problem. Short stories to read before bed are designed to help you relax and unwind, making it easier to fall asleep faster. Whether you prefer classic fairy tales or more modern tales, there's a bedtime story for you. These short stories to read before bed can distract you from your worries, let you forget them, and prepare your mind for sleep. In this blog post, we will represent you our top picks for 5-minute bedtime stories for adults. Whether you need to wind down or get some rest, these stories are sure to help you. Really. 10 best 5-minute bedtime stories for adults. I thought all the stories are racy, some kind of sexual or arousing something, but obviously they are not by judging by the titles, subjects, names. The following are some of the best bedtime stories for adults that we have collected for you. 1. Leo the cat bakes waffles. Author Chrissy and Tom. Full story link. I will tab on it later. Plot. The first 5-minute bedtime stories for adults is about Leo the cat, who loves it when guests come over because they give him attention and play with him. One day, while his family prepares waffle batter and dough, they are different. Batter is more liquid, while a dough is thicker, right? More viscous, more thicker, much thicker, right? Much thicker, not more thicker. The first 5 bedtime stories, right, for adults is about Leo the cat, who loves it when guests come over because they give him attention and play with him. One day, while his family prepares waffle batter, Leo sits in the kitchen and watches closely. He hopes to get some scraps, but is unsuccessful. Therefore, one day he decides to make waffles by himself and waits for his family to go out before doing so. He struggles to make the batter and ends up making a mess in the kitchen. After eating several waffles, he gets a stomach ache and has to clean up quickly before his family returns. When his family returns, They noticed the sticky mess in the kitchen and Leo's strange behavior. Leo realizes that making the waffles was a lousy idea, was a bad idea, was a lousy idea, and decides never to do it again. A lousy idea, right? Lousy idea. I don't know, sounds like a fairy tale to me. Lemons and letters. Leo the cat bakes waffles. One day, Leo the cat's family was having friends over for a visit. Leo enjoyed it very much when guests came to their house because they would always play and cuddle with them. Leo would be the center of attention the whole time. If he was lucky, someone would hold him and rub his ears for hours. That day, there were delicious smells coming from the kitchen. The family was preparing waffle batter. Leo especially loved the milk that went into the batter. He could sniff it from anywhere in the house. Leo was very good at observing. Nothing escaped him, and today was no different. He sat down on the tile floor of the kitchen and closely followed the waffle preparations. Of course, he was always hopeful that he would get some scraps. Maybe something would spill on the floor and he would get to lick it up. But not this time. What a pity. He dreamed of tasting the milk, but Leo's family always fed him at specific times. They worried that he might get too fat. When the delicious smelling waffles were ready, his mom sprinkled them with powdered sugar and served them to the guests. Unable to resist sweet things, Leo ran to each guest in turn, meowing affectionately to see if he could get them to share their waffles, meowing affectionately. But every guest followed the rule about not feeding the cat. With a sigh, he took one last sniff of the delicious scent and retreated to the sofa. That's when he had an idea, a lousy idea. He would wait for the next day when everyone went to work and he had the whole kitchen to himself. Then he could do whatever he wanted. That night, he could hardly sleep because he was so excited. The next morning, the family said goodbye to Leo the cat. As usual, his mom said, "Be a good boy, have a nice day, and we'll see you tonight." Meow, Leo replied like always, which meant, "Of course I will." As soon as the door closed, Leo got to work. "I'm going to have waffles of my own for once." For once, today, for once. I'm going to have waffles of my own for once. He thought to himself. Leo grabbed an apron like his family always did and tied it around his waist. "Here we go first. I will need a bowl, but it's all the way up in the cupboard. Cupboard. I need a ladder." He thought to himself. Phew, how exhausting, grumbled Leo as he gathered the flour, sugar, butter, eggs, milk, and a pinch of salt. "It's a good thing I watched so closely yesterday. They make it look so easy. Fortunately, The waffle iron and mixer were still on the countertop, all clean and shiny from the day before. Perfect, Leo thought as he started to mix the batter. He was quite proud of his results until he noticed that the flour had dusted the entire countertop. Suddenly his nose itched. Oh no! Achoo! Leo had sneezed so hard that dough stuck to his mustache and flour covered the floor around him. Meow! I'll clean that up later, he thought. He grabbed the mixer and started whisking the dough. Oh my, it's splattering everywhere, right? Started whisking. Leo was covered in batter, but he was happy to lick it off and continued diligently. As he tasted the dough with his paw, he thought, meow, a little more sugar would be good. Leo kept tasting and adjusting until the dough was nice and sweet. Now it was time to turn on the waffle iron and cook the waffles. He scooped the batter with a ladle, and he was no longer sure how much to use. The batter spilled onto the countertop. Never mind that, Leo thought himself. I just finished my very first waffle. It was a little burnt, but Leo ate it with relish. Relish with relish. But Leo ate it with a relish. But Leo ate it with a relish. But Leo ate it with a relish. The cat grabbed his belly and doubled over in pain. 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 That's good expression. The cat grabbed his belly. The cat grabbed his belly and doubled over in pain. Meow, all those waffles are making my tummy hurt, he whined. I need to rest a bit before I clean up. He climbed up his cat tree with the last of his strength and lay down. But he could hardly relax. He looked at the kitchen clock and thought, meow, it's almost 5. The family would be home soon, and he still had to clean up. The family would be home soon. The family would be home too soon, and home soon, and he still had to clean up. With a terrible stomach ache, he got up and rinsed all the dishes in the sink and put them away. He mopped the floor furiously and swept it with his tail. But even after all that, everything was still so sticky. Just as he was done cleaning, he heard the key in the lock and watched as the front door opened. His family called out to him like usual, and he heard his mother say in surprise, it sure smells like waffles in here. Yeah, what a thing, right? He ate it with relish. He ate it with a relish. What a lousy idea. He doubled in pain. He grabbed his belly and doubled over in pain, and doubled over in pain, and doubled over in pain. She went to feed Leo, who usually couldn't get enough of his food, but today he wouldn't eat a thing. He was exhausted and his belly was sticky from all the sugar. She scratched Leo behind the ears and said, you are all sticky. What did you get up today? Are you not feeling well, Leo? What did you get up to today? Leo, I think you should go to sleep early and get some rest. Meow, meow, meow. Leo the cat quickly agreed before jumping into his basket, so she couldn't ask him any more questions. That was close. I will never do anything like that again, he thought as he fell asleep. That was close. It was a lousy idea. Yeah, he doubled over in pain. It was not easy question. My family would be home soon. He heard the key in the lock. Sticky. Mop the floor, clean up. Front door open. He heard the key in the lock. Waffles. Well, there was a fairy tale to me. But anyway, thanks for sticking with me, sticking around, and bearing with me. Have a wonderful Friday evening. Bye bye. Take care. Bye bye.